Yeah, he's completely fine. He's completely fine. Yeah, okay. Hello and welcome to this Warno 1v1 game played on Kreide Duel between Big D playing the new Belgian DivMob, and he's going up against Gucci Gang Hots playing 101st Airborne Division open brackets Air Assault close brackets. We'll cover the deck reviews, then the map, the matchup, the deployments, and the game, and as always, timestamps in the description. Right, so this is the deck review for Big D, and he's playing the new Belgian DivMob. Some people think it's weak. Most people are starting to say that it's too strong. Particularly the higher level players are saying that these Provincio are too cheap. Some of these tanks are too cheap. The arty shouldn't come at 2 vet for free, which he's not done for some reason. And that the divs at the highest level, if you can click fast and move things around everywhere, having a load of cheap crap that you can send everywhere is actually very powerful because you can just saturate the whole map, get people behind the lines and whatnot. Whereas at the lower end of the spectrum, the newer players are like, "Oh, this is kind of bad," because I buy my big conga line of M47s and they conga line straight into the Abrams, and like, what's going on with that? It's a bad div. So that there's space for everybody. It's quite an interesting case study actually. So the very top players think it's more broken, and then like the worse a player you are, the less good you think it is. Basically, it's very funny. Uh, anyway, so obviously I think it's ridiculously OP because I'm the best. So we'll go through it tab by tab. And I'll show you my deck at the end. So first things first, having the Sea King helicopter supply in a 1v1 doesn't really make sense unless you've got 3 cards of supply. In my opinion, it's better to get the trucks and then get this because it's it is 80 points, but it carries 3,000 supply, so you can just have this at the back and then have it supply these supply, and then when you want to refill them, you bring them to this. You can do the same with this. Use this to resupply. There's nothing too wrong with it. It's just it will get spotted and blown up. The enemy will see it come in, and he will arty where it lands because it is a helicopter and it has to land in order to supply. In team games, it makes more sense to bring this, or as a third supply card, it can make more sense to bring this. Or alternatively, you can just go easy mode and just have 24 of these and just always buy these. Right, it is very cost inefficient because it's 500 supply for 25 points, whereas this is 1,000 for 45. But it's only actually 5 points different because this would be 1,000 for 50 and this is 1,000 for 45. So you can just save yourself a lot of bother with resupplying off these, worried about if these dies, if you just bring 2 of these, frankly, if you're going to go 2 cards of supply. It's a lot easier, frankly. But this is very cost efficient, right? Because this times by 6 it would have to be is 150 points, whereas this is 80. So I'd be going that or that. I don't really think this is a good idea in a 1v1. In a team game, it makes sense because the bigger the map, the more useful helo supply is because it gets there way faster. It's just in a smaller map, it's not as useful because it has to take off and land, which takes a lot of time. At which point the car overtakes it, depending on the map size. So yeah, something like that. Anyway, for CVs, you've got 3 in a car, 2 tracked, no smoke, or 2 tracked, no smoke, slower 3 armor. So I think the car one is probably the best idea, unless you've got loads of CVs, in which case you can bring this one because it's cheap and just put it with your RT. Inf, so 3, 6, 8, 9 CVs. And the thing is that these aren't actually in cars, are they? So you could put this one wheeled, but it is 90 instead of 100. But there you go. Now you've got a wheeled CV for 75 points. And then swap this out for this one. And now you've got a really cheap CV to put with your artillery and whatnot for 45 points. And, you can literally buy 2 of these for 90. So I think that makes more sense. And then you can have 1 in a tracked one if you want. I don't really see the advantage, frankly. Because, the CV doesn't want to fight. So this is a very cost-effective vehicle for 20 points, frankly. Because it's 2 armor and HMG for 20, whereas if you compare it to the M113A3, it's 20 points for 1 armor, right? So this is reasonably cost effective, and it's also faster. Gun's the same, right? The advantage, right? So it's nowhere near as cost efficient as like this. For 25, you're getting an ATGM as well, and a Grom, and 3 armor, and mediocre optics. You know, it's ridiculous. This should be 30 basically, and the SP one should probably be 35. The one East Germany gets. This one's also really cost efficient. To be honest, no, they shouldn't. These shouldn't get more expensive. What should happen is so something like this should be 15 points, and then you make something like this should be 10. Anyway, it's not up to me. Then we've got Provincio spam. So Provincio are ridiculously good for the price. 40 points for 12 guys with two of the best MG in the game. The AT is not great. It's just, it also comes in this transport, which is 2 armor, and this isn't reservist. So these guys are reservist, but this isn't reservist, which is a bit weird. So it is good to spam them out. I think, frankly, I think there's there's no proper infantry here. So, trying to remember how I built it. Did I even bother bringing any of these? I might not have, but at the very least, you want some infantry in a car, because sometimes you just need infantry there fast. And this is 75 and this is 90, and you can sell the car. So I think if you're going to go 3 Provincio is too much, frankly. You'll never buy all these. You can just do a brief kind of thought experiment with this. So here we go. So 60 times by 12 times by 3 is 2,160 points worth of Provincio. Divide that by 260 points a minute. Means you're going to be buying just Provincio for 8 minutes, which, okay, maybe it is possible. But generally you want tanks and stuff. So I think I only run 2 cards of Provincio. Then, yes, you want the gendarmes. These are military police. So I typically buy them in a ratio of 1 gendarme to 2 Provincio. And then that removes the reservist trait, which makes them fight way better. And yeah, this is the better transport to bring it in, because it's got smoke and it's got military police, 90 kilometers off-road speed, which is very fast. Excuse me. And 100 kilometers an hour road speed. I'll just edit that part out. Right, whereas this is 60, 90, no gun, same price, no smoke, less than 1 armor. Like, what's the point in this? No, hang on. Oh, sorry, it's 5 points difference. Anyway, this is very worth it. It's also got 2 machine guns instead of 1. So the DPS isn't actually that bad. Anyway. Milan 1s, okay. Milan 2s, okay. And then these guys are really good. So they're airborne forward deployed. This only goes at 90, sadly, but it's got a Milan on it and a 50 cal. So at the start of the game, you can get a screen up quite easily across, covering the whole map of infantry with armor, with 2 of the best two of the best machine gun in the game, and a rocket launcher that one-shots BMP2s with because that's 18 pen, decent accuracy, 6 rounds, and you also get Milan 1s with them and 50 cals, so you can quite easily lock down areas with just buying 1 unit for 90 points, but because it's actually 2, right? If you got 2 cards of this, you should bring 2 cards of this. Sadly, you only get 1, which is probably for the best. So I just want to refer back to how I built this this infantry tab. Yeah, so I actually do the same thing. I've just only got 2 cards of Provincio and only 1 CV, because for some reason I only run 5 CVs. Anyway, artillery. Oh, because I run 3 cards of supply, right? Artillery, right? So this goes up to 2 vet for free. So, why aren't you doing that? Then you get mortars for smoke. Now, I used to bring this, and I stopped doing it because the range on this mortar is significantly worse than any other mortar in the game, and I'm not really sure why it's like that, because there are other World War II mortars in the game, particularly on the packed side, which go way further than this, whereas this is the World War II American mortar, from what I understand, and it only goes 3,500 meters. Right, it's the same here. Only goes 3,500 meters, which makes actually smoking really difficult. So I've started bringing this. The issue with this, and I bring it at 1 vet, the issue with this is that you can't smoke a wide area because the dispersion, if you have like recon there, it ends up correcting the shot. So it's not great really, and it's 100 points for that. Should really have like a nicer vet curve, like other 105mm, so like 432, but I don't know, this is like unusably bad on the range. It's really hard to use. It's got 3 armor, so you can bring it quite close. But yeah, I just find it really hard to use. Because like the dispersion is like too wide, and so you can't actually smoke the area because the range is so bad, you're basically always at max dispersion. So your smoke options aren't great on this div, and you kind of need smoke to get your Provincio up. Also, like, why is it at 49? Why is the deck at 49 when there's a 1 point slot here? You know, you could just bring 8 of these. Like, what? You might go, well, I don't need 8 of those. Well, it's literally free. So, anyway, let's just leave it like that, I suppose. Because, like, this isn't great either. Tanks. So, yeah, the M47 is quite good. The M41, I've been told, is better at anti-infantry. Which, it makes sense because it fires faster, 12 ROF instead of 10. But the accuracy is lower. And it's got 1 less machine gun, 1 fewer machine gun. And it'll die to that blinder side we saw. But yeah, I think it's good. So I bring... So I don't actually bring the Striker, I bring the Iltis Milan 2 because it's faster. But the Striker's still good. In fact, do I? I might bring the Striker as well. I think I've got an absolutely kitted out tank tab from what I remember. No, I bring the Iltis Milan 2, but the Striker can still work. Striker can still work. And then this thing's really good because it's 10 in a card Milan 1s with 3 armor and mediocre stealth. So they don't have smoke or anything, but the point is that it's quite cheap, and it can usually tank a hit from a tank, unless it's like a Leopard 2A 4C or whatever, or an M1A1 Abrams, which is probably going to one-shot it. Usually it can tank a hit, and so then your Milan hits or misses, and then they get suppressed, and then hopefully you can get out. But if you lose it, it's not a big deal, because it's only 40 points. So you can screen quite well. Generally, this div is about, early game grind with, like, these are really good, and then, you get Para Milan 2s, and Provincio spam, and then you just like 10 Guerrillian ATGMs so that they can never push you out of these positions you've taken. But yeah, I think I fill this one as well. So in terms of so this is supposed to be like your anti-infantry. That's the idea, because this has the demo tag, which means it can do stuff. This would be 0.6 HE against a unit in a building, whereas this would actually be half of this, which is 0.38. I wish I'd picked an easier one there, but whatever. But this demo tag means it ignores the cover reduction bonus. I could never get it to work, and I just ended up buying this one, because it's got a proper gun on it. But it costs more. So, like, the idea here is that, like, these are reservists, so you always want a military police vehicle with them. You can put this with them for very cheap, because it's only 30 points. And frankly, I recommend upvetting it if you're going to do that, because you don't really need 12. You've also got some military police vehicles here. The issue I had was that I could just never use it properly to assist my infantry in fights. Generally, the Provincio with the Ives are sufficient anyway. So I actually bring this one instead, and then I send it around the side of the map to shoot vehicles and stuff. And I also use it as like a bit more of a frontline tank, because the gun is better, right? It can actually shoot at vehicles, whereas this one can't. But this is better against infantry, so I think either one can work. I think you're missing a trick not bringing the JPK-90. I think it's really, really quite good. and I think that's where my Provincio go. One card of Provincios would give you 3 AP, at which point you could put in the JPK 90. Like, you don't need that much infantry. It's all about like a couple infantry with a bunch of tanks. 3 cards of Provincio, I think, is a bit absurd. But that's just how I run it, right? You don't have to do it like this. But yeah, the JPK 9 is really good. It's really good because it's also got mediocre stealth and it's kinetic and the range ain't bad. The fire rate's not bad either. So on the defense, it's really, really good. So yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 infantry, and I bring I literally bring 7 infantry, and I just heal them up because I've got 3 cards of supply. But yeah, 8 can work, right? Gets lots of CVs and whatnot. Anyway, recon healer, yes, very useful. You don't really need this if you've got that. Do I bring the Magister still? Blimey, I've got... Yeah, I do. So I could probably get rid of that, frankly. I just like reconning. Yeah. Ryan Gosling's really, really good because he's got satchels and a proper sniper and 10 men. So at close range, they're pretty good. And at long range, they're pretty good. So it's a really nice squad, actually. And it's got, because it's recon, it's got the exceptional stealth and it's got airborne deployment. You know, it's only 90 kilometers an hour. But yeah, really nice satchel infantry. And that's why people don't bring the pioneers, because they're at no vet. So it's kind of hard to justify them. But yeah, I do like the JPK 90, right? Anyway, Scorpion instead of Scimitar is an interesting decision. I think the Scimitar's way, way better. Because the gun is better. Right. I mean, the Scorpion's cheaper and you get more of them. Okay. And then, yeah, I bring these Eclairs Prov as well, because they're 6-man shooty squad. I bring them in the car so that they can get there fast. Right. I mean, you can bring it in this if you want, but I think you've got enough of those. Oh, I suppose I just just got rid of some. Anyway. AA. You don't need more than 3 Ihawks. There you go, 2 AP. Wow, now you get some more Provincio. There you go, you got your 3 Provincio now. Hooray. You don't need more than 3 Ihawks, just switch them off. Minstrel, yes, very good. And that's why you don't need more than 3 Ihawks, because you got the Minstrels. There's no point of vetting this, because it already comes at 60% accuracy, and you need more than 4. And then, yes, this is really good against infantry. It's actually better than this Villinger, because it's a Drillinger. It has 3 barrels. So really, really nice against infantry, and not so bad against helicopters if it gets the chance. The Maxon's pretty good against infantry as well, but you know, so on CLKA you'd bring this one, but on this div I think this is better. I need to check the stats. And then air. So yeah, 4 of these kind of make sense, and then Alpha Jet can make sense if you can like use it early and just sort of hope. Usually it's a one-way trip. I don't actually like it. I think instead of this, I have the 3rd card of supply, which you know is it's neither here nor there. This thing's nice. You can switch off one of the bombs and then just drop the regular bombs and then switch on the rock eyes and get two passes off with one plane. It's really nice. And then this is good against tanks. So that's it for DivMob. Now we'll talk about 101st Airborne. So, yeah, 101st Airborne, really nice div. I think it's quite. I think it's okay. I don't think it's bad. It's just kind of hard to play because you got to keep these Apaches alive, and then they die, and then you begin molding. So, at least that's what happens to me. So I'm just looking at it. 3, 6, 7, 8, 10 CVs. It's quite a lot. So first things first. There we go. And then this is a standard kind of supply combination. So this for the ground and then this for the air. Or you can use... and you're going to say, well, hang on, you just told the other guy not to do that. That's because the other guy has better options. Here, your other options are this one, which is terrible. So you only get 1 ground supply. I personally prefer the Chinook instead of the Blackhawks because this would be 2,000 supply for 90, whereas this is 2,000 supply for 65. But if you lose this, it's more important than losing this, right? Inf Tab, so Green Berets leader, very cool squad. I'm good at shooting people and whatnot. People like to bring it, and this Chinook's not so bad either because it's special forces and whatnot. Miniguns did get nerfed, it used to absolutely slap. Green Berets ODA, really nice squad. Some people like to bring it at max vet because special forces benefit more from max vet than regular units do, and you only lose one availability. So I think I bring mine at max vet, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with having 3 of them if you want, especially given what's going on over here. Air Rifles AT4, yes, nice squad. 13 men with some AT4s, very useful. Very good anti-infantry squad. It is always nice to have a cheap infantry in a car just to lock down an area. So this is only 55 points for AT4. It's not going to win any massive infantry fights, but the idea is it's just like an ambush unit, a tripwire unit. You can even just send them around the sides to hit a road or something, and it'll do that quite well. And then 2 arrow rifle dragons, so it's not a bad card, 65 points for a dragon 2. The alternative is 55 points, but they only get laws, which is, yeah. And then Aero Engineers, so it's a shame they didn't do like an Aero Engineers flash, like a big squad with a flash, because there's loads of big squads with RPOs unpacked, but no big flash squad. I think that's a shame. Anyway, pretty decent squad, right? 10 men at 1 vet, and still 8 availability at that 1 vet, and you just run up to people and satchel them. What's not to set like? Anyway, 3 cards of toe 2s is quite excessive. That is a lot of toe 2s. Frankly, I think that's too many toe 2s. I'd be more inclined to like bring sight. This is a nice card. You give military police to your people, and the recoilless rifles beat people up. It's actually a lot of fun. It's very, very funny. Like, because you've got 9 there, and then 5 more. And 9 plus 5 is 14. Quick maths. It's a lot. It's a lot. Or you could get some arrow rifles, right? So I would get rid of one of these and just, try it with... Because it's a very expensive piece of kit. If you're buying 9 arrow toe 2s, chances are something's gone very, very wrong. Because you've lost loads of them and you have to keep buying them. At which point it's easier to just sort of get better at the game and just move your toe 2 after it shoots so it doesn't die. RT, yes, 155mm. Sadly, no self-propelled version. And then for smoke, yeah, you can use the 81, or you can use the... they've got the same range. The 107, the smoke clouds are bigger, but, they've got the same range. So, and this will fire faster. Bringing it in the Chinook's interesting, because it makes the mortar quite expensive to buy. Whereas, if it's actually very affordable if you bring it like this. Now it's expensive. I guess the idea is he wants to use the Chinook to scout, which... and to pad out his helos, which can work. Tanks, this is very, very normal. CV meep, regular meep, Humvee tow. It's basically how everybody does it. Recon, so I say this a lot. This goes faster if it's at max vet. So you should bring this at max vet. And then put it in the grenade launch... bring it at max vet. And then this is now the fastest unit in the game. You lose 2 availability, but it's super duper fast. And this guy will absolutely slap. His DPS will be very high, because Special Forces benefit more from veterancy, whatever. You're now the fastest guy in the hood. Then this one, you bring in the grenade launcher Humvee. So now that's going to be slower. But at the start of the game, you really only need 2 super duper speedy, Speedy Gonzalez, Speedy, right? Whatever. So you can afford for these to be a little bit slower and get you some grenade launchers, because you don't get a lot of fire support in this division. It's kind of hard to kill infantry. It's also why the M67's nice. You see a lot of people bringing like these and whatnot. You can do that. You can bring that and just spam that out for anti-infantry instead of like the M67s, I suppose. Aero scouts are very good. 10 people, I guess, because you want a helo drop them. It's all good. Whatever. Blackhawks, why not? Good at the start of the game. You can do a helo drop if you want. Sniper. So I've seen people use this against me, and it has worked. So I know Mix90 does this. He spams out the grenade launchers And so he actually brings all of these in just the grenade launcher ones, so you can get as many of those as possible. And he brings the snipers as well in the grenade launchers. It can work, right? It's just you're making your helo thing quite weak, because usually you want this, because it's got 40% ECM, 8 HP, and you put it in front of your other helicopters to recon, and also because it can take a hit. Whereas this, it has nicer optics, but it will die in one hit to a manpad, and it costs 120 points. And a gust of wind, any plane in the game that dives this is going to kill it. If it's got a gun, obviously, if it's that British one that doesn't have a gun, it probably won't. But yeah, really hard to keep alive, but it can be very effective at the start of the game because you just send it forwards and bam, hit the enemy coming the other way down the road because he's expecting Delta, but actually you bought this. But it's very difficult to keep alive. So what many people do is run both, and you would do that if you got rid of the snipers. AA, so yeah, chappies, why not, for shooting people, shooting planes even. This is your anti-infantry, because you don't get IFVs, because you don't get much fire support. You use this to kill infantry. It's like that Drillinger on the other team, except it's better, but it's cheaper. Then the Stinger, and you bring the Stinger in the Mule 50, so that you've got 50 cal to shoot infantry, because you don't get a lot of infantry fire support. So even though this is faster, right, this has the gun, which makes it useful. Helos, so I don't really like the little birds because they just die, but I've seen people use them and it works quite well, so that can work. And then yeah, Apache ATAS is the nice one because it's got stingers and hellfires. Mainly you bring it for the hellfire, but it can sort of try and defend itself. Yeah, and then the DAP is really good at shooting people. I used to hate it because the Apaches used to have 10 HP, so they were way easier to keep alive. But then they got nerfed to 8, and now, well, this is just the same. Except that this has armor, which does help a little bit. Not against missiles, but against guns. Used to help against missiles. But yeah, the main thing is Special Forces Max that makes this gun very, very, very good. So it's quite good at killing infantry. And then air. So this Eagle got buffed, so a great boon to this division. And this is quite typical, so you go Eagle, Eagle, Phantom, because you always want a bomber. Or some people go Eagle, Phantom, AA, Phantom. And now that this is like an incredibly cost-efficient plane now. This definitely has to go up in price. Because now that it's got the same missiles, right? And for literally like 85 points less, or whatever that is, 100 minus 15 is 85, you get in a plane, right? And so you can like open with this plane to defend this, so it can be worth getting this instead of that. And then with that 2 AP you saved by not having 10 Gorillion CVs, you can get an extra Apache, or you can get 2 Heavy Hogs or whatever. Probably the Apache is probably the good one to bring. Yeah, why not? This should probably be 2 per card, you know. Anyway, that's it for the deck reviews. Now then we'll talk about the map, the matchup, the deployments in the game, and as always, timestamps in the description. Right, so with that out of the way, let's talk a bit about map. I prefer being on the blue side. I think it's way easier. Having said that, if red can take Bravo at the start, it starts getting a bit harder for blue. Blue has a better time in Bravo because, they can just poke guys over here and shoot people, put guys over here, shoot the whole reinforcement road and whatnot. If you've got a proper tank, right? You can't really do it with an ATGM because the round coming the other way just kills you, whereas a tank can take a hit, right? And yeah, so it's kind of hard to take Bravo at the start, but if red can take Bravo and hold it, then he can basically get to here. When he gets to here, he spends the whole game sort of threatening this side while pushing it from this side, and it becomes kind of hard for blue to hold Charlie, especially if red actually gets up here. It's basically impossible for blue to hold Charlie because the reinforcement road's been cut, and then red can sort Charlie out. I have tried like rushing Delta. It looks like is what he wants to do, kind of. It's kind of hard to tell where he's going, sort of everywhere, I suppose. Attacking Delta is practically impossible. It's so difficult to take, and then it's even harder to hold on to because so both sides meet here. So first red has to win that battle, then red is here, right? And blue has a unit here to kill everybody, a unit here to kill everybody, a unit here to kill everybody, and a unit here to kill everybody. So red has to take this whole bit, and then even then, once you have this, you've got fire control here, but you can't shoot the guys over here, and you can't even shoot the guys here because there's a big hill there. So getting from here to here is just practically impossible. So you got to take this, then take all this, then get over here, and then you can take the zone. It's just daft. Whereas blue, yeah, they got to win this mid fight, and as soon as blue gets to here, red loses that zone. Because you can just shoot all the way down there. You can shoot all the way down there. There's no other way into the zone. Except to buy people here and then pass them around and then like down here across this open grass. Whatever. So definitely a blue-sided map. I only know of one person who disagrees with me, and they're just wrong, basically. Anyway. So... looking at the deployments, we've got Big D opening with these, which we spoke about in the deck review. Really, really useful unit. He knows that the Delta Force are actually going to be faster than him, because this is a 90 kilometers an hour vehicle. The Delta Force one is 100, and is special forces, so goes super fast. As we know from the deck review, Gucci Gang HOTS refuses to put one of these at 3 vet. Was it him I spoke to about this last time? Anyway, if you put it at 3 vet, it goes even faster, but you lose 2 availability. Which is the disadvantage over the Polish one, which still has 4 availability at max vet. Anyway, it would go faster. So what I like to do is put one at max vet and the other one at 2 vet. So you lose 2 delta in exchange for basically you are the fastest deployment in 1v1 in the game. If you're at max vet on that, because the Polish one's at recon deployed, whereas this one is airborne deployed. So you can get some pretty zany places. Anyway, he knows he's not going to get there as fast, so he's just putting guys like here and stuff, defensive locations. Frankly, I think the infantry should go here and then put the ATGM. Well, you want it to shoot down that road, right? So if it's here, it can't do that, so surely you want it shooting down the road. And so about there looks nice to me. Obviously, it's an approximation, right? So it's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, it looks like there's nice, even though it says it's not on that side. And then a minstrel. 2 recon helos, just sacrificial recon helos. This is a very popular strategy now, because the rank 1 player, if he is still rank 1, he was rank 2 last time I checked, but he's been rank 1 a lot. He just does this with 3 every time. But if you don't use the information, it's just a waste of 60 points, which could have been an infantry unit. So you got to use the information. This guy's going for the back building, and then the ATGM's going here, which is fair enough. A Scorpion, which we spoke about. I prefer the Scimitar, but you get more Scorpions, I suppose. CV unloading outside the zone for some reason. And an M41 tank. Then a 20mm, shooty CV for Alpha. And keep in mind, he's brought the CVs in the tracked vehicles. So in the deck review, I said one should be in a wheeled vehicle, frankly. And then another ATGM, the 40-point Milana. Over on the right, we got a Milan 2. Okay. I suppose it does cut the reinforcements. 2 minstrels. And then 2 res paracommandos. Because, yeah, like, what's the point in the Milan 2 if the res paracommandos are coming with 2 Milan 1s? Wouldn't you rather this be a regular infantry unit to help fight or whatever? Or even another one of these. Really good against infantry. Oh, there is one here. So, Provincio, 20mm, Gendarmes, and then the Mimo for the M41 and the M47. So yeah, very much expecting a fight on Bravo. Switching to his opponent's deployment, we've got Gucci Gang HOTS, playing 101st US Airborne. And yeah, so he's Delta Forcing up to here, and he will get there first. He's Delta Forcing up to here, and he will get there. Frankly, he could have. I think if this was at max vet, he definitely could have gone for one of these buildings and taken it. So that's the advantage. One here, and then the vehicle to there. One to the middle point, and sending the vehicle up. And then 2 to here. Okay. Behind that, we've got, for the left, a Pivads and an Aero Rifles Dragon. Both forward deployed, right? Humvee Tow. With a supply. Okay. I mean, this carries 8 missiles, and if you're not going to bring AA with it, it's going to die to a plane or a helo. So just keep that in mind, before you need to resupply it. So it could be worth sending a Pivads, but then that's 70 points instead of 25, right? And then, yeah, Humvee Tow 2 for here is a very popular spot. And then a CV going for Echo. And then he's going to get into Charlie. Then, yeah, Pivads for the mid part. Humvee Tow 2 for... Okay. And then, yeah, CV for Foxtrot Golf. And we spoke about these two. And he's also got another Pivads. Another Humvee Tow 2. I didn't speak about the matchup. Basically, DivMob should win. Because 101st struggles to kill infantry. And DivMob can just buy the 2-vet RT, which is really good. Play a long game. Just blow up all the ATGM positions. And win that way. At the start, though, you'd expect NATO to win. Anyways, let's cover the game. What, NATO? You'd expect 101st Airborne to win. Right, so they're off, and it's time for me to thank the generous channel joiners, generously joining the channel. They get the names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos. One join at the lowest level is worth 2,000 views of ad revenue equivalents. So if you're feeling bad about your ad block, it's a great way to support the channel. Look at this, he definitely could have got there. Because like this would start shooting if it stopped. Okay, I suppose it stopped. But I think he could have got there easy with the infantry. Might have lost the transport, but whatever. And yeah, this got here first, as we spoke about, so it should unload immediately so that he can kill stuff, but he took a little bit too much time there. Still lost the transport, so should have gone for it, really. Delta Force will just kill all this because, well, I'm not sure why he's moving. He'd kill that a bit faster if he wasn't. But okay, now the tanks are shooting him, he should definitely be moving away. And these guys should be able to intercept the air rifles coming in. Not much happening over there, but yeah, this should explode now. Just a lack of... Okay, now he's... What? Why didn't this... Oh, okay. Wasn't far forwards enough. So yeah, losing the BDX gendarmes, just not being unloaded in time. Pivads is going to clean up that Res Para Commando pretty fast. And the Delta Force, yeah, they need to run away, because this 20mm is going to kill them. Look, they're getting stunned up a lot there. Alpha Jet being purchased for that Delta is a bit... I'd be going on this air rifles... Personally, all that pivots, because this guy's obviously dead. I suppose you could do both. So he's going for where he thinks the Humvee Tow 2 is, but it's moved. And the pivads will do a little bit of damage to that supply. Okay, so yeah, if he can, he should send an AA over there, but whatever. In the meantime, this would die in one hit to Tow 2. Delta Force running into the Alpha Jet there. But weren't fast enough. If they were at max vet, they would be faster, so they would have died there. So there you go, don't bring it at max vet. Gucci Gang Hot's winning, as you'd expect, really, at the start with this div. Humvee coming around, but taking the not incredible route. So, got to be careful with that. But, you know, Big D, he's basically got mid, right? Although, I mean, some sort of sloppy plays here, right? So, like, that guy could have just reversed and this never would have been able to catch it. And, you know, Big D's basically won here. He just has to push in. The thing is, he's not got the infantry to do that. This only has 1 HP. If they come into the forest, the air rifles dragon will kill them. Yeah, Scorpion's being picked apart by the Humvee Tow 2. So, I think, honestly, I think Big D's playing this too fast. He just needs to slow down a bit. But yeah, I mean, you know, he's about to be winning, basically, so like this can hide there and be fine, but I suppose he's worried about this guy. So he'd need like a pivads or something. This is a nice spot, frankly. You can see a lot of the zone from there. Humvee Tow getting shot, and there you go, Helo straight away, and obviously DivMob doesn't have like Apaches or whatever, so it'll probably be an Alpha Jet coming in on that. Once the Alouette spots it. And you can't shoot the Alouette, right? So Air Rifles Dragon should one-shot that, yep. And they've got nice high accuracy when the cohesion isn't lowered. So the Pivads versus the Provincio, I mean, it's only on 2 HP. So as long as the Provincio run past the minimum range, no, he's not an attack move. So, but yeah, I think he's going to die, actually. Okay. So he's now trying to run into the minimum rate. Okay, never mind. I was wrong. I figured they'd be able to get 2 damage off before that happened, but... Yeah. This can't be shot by the dragon, so... This is what it is. And there you go, there's the little bird. So I spoke about how I don't think these are that good, but in this kind of situation, you know, there's like 1 breakthrough infantry unit. Yeah, it works, and you know, you don't have to buy an Apache or whatever. So, Alouette goes down to the Eagle. Eagle should just be able to outrun this, so as long as he just keeps running away and dives over the Chaparral, Chaparral should shoot him. Alpha Jets are back, and I don't watch these ahead of time, you know, I just have a What? That is very rare. That is very rare. Anyway, it was his poor micro. He should have just kept running away because he has the better speed. All he had to do was drag him over the Chappie, but he just sort of turned around here and got shot. If he dragged him over the Chaparral, that would have just hosed him down with at least 2 of those, at which point probably would have hit him or forced him back. So that was not ideal, but Big D sort of obliging him here by just constantly going over his AA. So he got lucky the first time, the second time not so much, and the third time not so much. So yeah, okay. This Delta could be moved back, right? You see the power of these things. You basically have to run away from them as soon as you see them. Same with the Pivads on the other side. The thing is, this is 15 points cheaper. And here's the Meep, so the Meep is going to get shot, but we'll pick up a... No, it missed. Okay. Oh, it's a Milan 1. Oh, he just doesn't know his... doesn't know his units. Or maybe he can't tell what it is. So it could have been a Milan 2 if it was like an Iltis Milan. Right, maybe, because if it was greyed out instead of actually showing Unimog Para, you'd know it was a Milan 1, or I can just tank that. So I'm going to do 1 damage to me, but whatever. Anyway, here come the 203s at the wrong veterancy. The 203s get 2 vet for free, so you should just use that. I don't know, maybe it's like I don't think it's fair. Alright. Your funeral, mate. So yeah, there you go. The Meep's pretty good against these. So if he just stands his ground here, he will kill that because he has 3 machine guns, and this has like the worst rocket launcher humanly possible. So yeah, if he just, I guess he's worried about this. Yeah. That was very odd because that was right-clicked on this. So why did it drop there? Maybe he updated the order when I wasn't looking. Either way, your man Gucci Gang needs another Chaparral. These one-shot the Alpha Jets. So that's why I don't like the Alpha Jets. So they just die very easily. It's just usually a one-way trip, right? So like that. Anyway, so basically he should have stopped and gone forwards there. Now he's beige all across his screen. So that Alpha Jet, it's like 9 seconds to drop or something. And so all you got to do is so be reversing, sure, and then as soon as it drops you just go forwards, or you do it the other way around. You're going forwards, and then as soon as it drops you just start reversing, and then you'll be fine. Right, so the Eagle fails to intercept the F-16A, but it is avenged. That Chappie's doing a lot of work. Eagle, though, I mean, he's flown over those minstrels a few times now, and they finally hit him. They've got high accuracy, but this has 40% ECM, which is why that Belgian one hitting it 3 times, I think it was, in 2 missiles. Sorry, 3 times in 2 volleys. It's like 3 out of 4. Might have been 2 out of 4. But they only deal 4 damage each, so you do have to hit them 3 times. It was quite rare for that to happen. Anyway, you know, the Humvee could come back in, could be on a +1. As it stands, you know, Gucci Gang, he's basically got the problem I spoke about, which is attacking Delta's just basically impossible. This RT is very difficult to face because it comes at 2 vet for free. Oh, never mind, he's not actually done that, has he? Either way, you know, if you don't move, then you die. And it shouldn't be this cheap either. It should be at least 10 points more. It costs as much as the 155mm on the other team, and it's just way better. So even with that 2 vet, I think it should be. I think it should be a bit more expensive, frankly. But hey, you know, if you've got it, you should use it. Like these should be at 2 vet. You'll know that this one is at 2 vet because the CV is next to it. So, you know, it would be at 3 vet, and they fire super duper fast. But you got to move them after they shoot. It's like this should be near that. You got to move them after they shoot because if red has any sense, he will try and kill this. This is like priority number 1, and there's not a whole lot of AA here. Keep in mind, Big D does bring 6 Eyehawks for who knows what reason. if you're going to do that, at least up vet 'em. So, like, bring the first one at 2 vet and the other ones at no vet, or bring them all at 1 vet or something. Either way, you only need 1 card, really, and you just move them around. But yeah, this is very difficult to deal with. So you need to counter battery it, because he's not actually moving them. 2 155s would kill this, because because it's Toad and whatnot. If he actually gets it on there, especially with the corrected shot he's about to get. So he has actually managed to bridge this divide somehow. I guess it's just like, so Blue's buying stuff over here when he should be buying like a striker there, and a striker here or something. And you see that, so this can shoot here, but it can't cover this. So this is a nice position to be in. And yeah, the Pivot's just smoking those Provincio there. Night of the Walking Dead. And there you go, the 203s are on the meat now. 203, these are really good. He's moving them now. So he's realised. And yeah, this Pivot needs to move now. Just attack move it over to here or something, and just... So otherwise this should be just be going straight for it. In the meantime, Big D coming in here. Needs a gendarme, so the way I do it is just 2 Provincio, 1 gendarme, basically every time. 2 Provincio, 1 gendarme, 2 Provincio, 1 gendarme. And then, because that's so much more useful than 3 Provincio, because these are reservists, so that they're going to get smoked. At least they're going to run out cohesion really fast. The issue Gucci Gang has is this thing. They really need to fix that. So, yeah, it should be out of dragon range. So he's going to send the meat forwards, but then the Provincios are going to miss it and still suppress the heck out of it, so... Okay, meat... I mean, it's got... the thing with the Abrams is they've got 3 machine guns, so it's actually not so bad. And you see the power of these 203s, right? They can kill heavy tanks and whatnot. This has 3 top armor. And there's only 1 shooting it. If there were 2, it'd be dead. Oh, here comes the second one. And there you go, he's getting big kills. That was a double kill. Well, I think he... Anyway, Mirage Cluster, trying to guess where he's going to be. It looks like he got it right. No, okay. And this chappie has done a lot of work. You see he's at 2 vet now, and it really needs to move, because the arty is going to take him out. And yeah, the Pivad should really do a lot of work here against those Provincio. But the arty, very, very difficult to deal with. It's one of the reasons why people think this div's overperforming. And this arty is definitely overperforming. In general. It's fun to use. It's a fun div to play. You should get your licks in now, before people figure out how to deal with it. And whatnot. So yeah, the meat's back on the scene, and it can clean up these kind of trash spam pretty well. The main issue is cohesion, right? So like, look, he's just not hitting anything. It's actually still got 50% accuracy, apparently. And he will eventually be overwhelmed by... Like, look, this is military police. You see that they don't damage it, it's just it can't do any damage, and then it gets hit by arty or a plane. So that's sort of how you deal with heavy tanks as DivMob. You just target saturate them, and then that usually doesn't kill them, but you can finish them off with something else. So, Eagle's out, and this only has 20% ECM. But yeah, the Eagle misses twice there. No Eyehawks still. Kind of weird. In the meantime, no big helos spotted from Gucci Gang, but whatever. The issue Red's going to have, right, with losing Bravo is that then he can't do this, because if Blue gets to here, then he's going to shoot it. So yeah, that's why it's kind of predictable in a way, but whenever you're on this side, I feel like you have to go hard on Bravo. I've tried it the other way, and it never works for me. Having said that, Gucci Gang Hots, he's having some good luck here. Well, I suppose it's not luck, it's skill, baby. All skill, baby. Yeah, so Chappie survives the artillery strike. And yeah, if I'm Red, I'm artillerying this. Or I'm buying a plane, or I'm doing a helo rush on it. You gotta kill that howitzer. You cannot let that shoot you for 40 minutes. So there's a game of me playing DivMob against Lathan's, playing first UK, and he just rushes a bunch of helos to it. And the helos all die, but he's accomplished his goal. So here we go, is this a bomber? No, it's an Eagle. There's no AA here. I guess he's assuming there would be Eyehawks, but there you go. Now you know there's none. Now you can bring the bomber, the cheap bomber, and just take that out. This thing needs to die. It cannot be allowed to shoot for 40 minutes. But yeah, red on the +4, but not for long, because this will take it down to +2, and then this will take it down to plus nothing, and then this will, you know, whatever. Needs to unload. Okay, just believed in the speed there. A few misses coming out. Okay. This should get it, really. It's missing a lot. Okay, and now he flies over the double minstrel. Okay, if that would have hit, I would have found that pretty unfortunate. It was pretty unfortunate anyway, but at least he didn't lose the eagle. I don't know. It's kind of hard to take this game seriously when everything is so like air combat's really RNG dependent, and this is what I was speaking about. You can't keep this here if you lose this because he just comes over and Chappie's getting shot. Could use an Apache, but he would have to protect it with an eagle, and his eagle just went down. This guy, he needs to be paying attention, or he's going to get rear shot by the worst rocket launcher in the game, and he's going to lose it. He's on an attack move. Oh my gosh. It shot him before as well, so there's really no excuse for this. This is very embarrassing. Anyway, in the meantime, he's taken the zone, and he's gonna get this arty because Big D just not retreated it. He should have retreated it basically first thing. He'll probably try it now, but I think it's a bit too late for him. The Abrams covers the road out, so he's trying to get the CV out. Okay, so he's going this way. Please tell me this doesn't make it out. Please tell me this doesn't make it out. Anyway, so the Apache, and then we spoke about this Killer Warrior. The main thing is you need... So instead of... Well, I don't know. You do need a plane to defend it, but you do need a bit of infantry here. So, like, instead of this meep, you could have bought an eagle or something. Because if you're blue in this situation, 9 seconds, you should just buy that fighter and just rush it straight on there. Like, you've just got your income tick. Because look at how many kills it got. It's like a highway of death there. There's so many kills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there's the... It is as was foretold, and that's why you need the eagle out when the Apache is, you know, the eagle with the Apache, not the eagle after you lose the plane. In the meantime, this is an absolute travesty. I can't believe he let this happen. He let the 203 get away. So now that's just going to keep hitting him for the whole game. And he had it dead to rights. And, you know, what can I say? Big D, though, using the advantage of his superior mobility. It's like mobility, but he's mobbing around the map because these are very cheap. Yeah, that makes sense. To come up here, and he will probably get this CV because there's been a sort of a delayed reaction here from Gucci Gang. Like, if he brought this up... What? Oh, okay, so he can shoot it when it's the side armor. Gao 19. Shouldn't it have a pen value if it's doing that? Whatever. It's basically a 50 cal. And yeah, cluster's coming out. Gonna get that meep. Eagle's here. And still no Eyehawk, but the eagle actually hit something for once. Meep goes down. And yeah, the M41, he's killing everything, and there's no reaction here. Oh wow, okay, he's got a lot of eagles now. Eyehawk's finally purchased. Wait, come on, do something. Is he just gonna let this kill everything? Okay. So, like, if he noticed this when it first happened, that meep that was just going all the way up here could have just been diverted to here, and it would have just killed all this. Like, he's got the Delta as well, so he had very advanced notice that these guys were coming. So it's a shame. Apache is about to get hit. Is the eagle paying attention? Yes. Is the Apache landing? Yes. So it can't fire its missiles. Eagle's basically out of missiles. I would just evac that, because you're faster than him. So basically, once he had dealt with the eagle, once he dealt with the F-16, he should have stood up, because then he got hit by this, and it just shot him with the Milan 1 and killed him while he was on the ground, because they can fire at ground-based targets, right? So that's not ideal, right? But hey, Red is actually still on a +1, because he's lost mid, but like Bravo is countered by Golf, and Delta matters more than Charlie. It's kind of a weird way to think about it. They're obviously both +1s, but 1, 2, 3, 4 compared to 1, 2, 3, right? So yeah, this is a bit of a travesty though. Like just getting totally flanked here, despite having blocking units and seeing it coming and everything, is not ideal. So the Apache ATAS will probably deal with this, but they've got a lot of guns on them. So if they hide in the forest, this might die to them. Oh, it can fire on the move, can't it? Yeah, and he's got the eagle out. He's got the eagle out. So there you go. If basically that should have hid in, like both of them could have been here and then tried to machine gun it. But the one on high HP was coming down the road, so it got hit. But I mean, he couldn't have known that was coming. So the Meep's now getting hit by two 203 arty pieces because they both got out. He's probably going to lose that Meep, which is not ideal. And down it goes. So that's not great. It's quite rare to see red get all the way up to here, though. So that's cool. There is a minstrel here. It's got no ammo, but it's about to get more. And the DAP sort of staying out of gun range for now. He's focusing down the Milan 1, which is... Okay, he's coming in now, so the minstrel's probably going to hit him. It's got 20% ECM, but the minstrel has good accuracy. So okay, so it misses, and now he's been given a second chance at life. So okay, so he has to land because of the eagle. The F-16A, I don't know why I keep calling it an eagle. But then this gets like evac stressed, so it can't finish it off because of the Eyehawks. So yeah, the Eyehawks, you know, they help with the air superiority, and basically you got this weird situation where red's all the way pushed up here, but actually he can't spawn units anymore. So it's basically his front line has just collapsed to the Zerg, and you see the advantage of DivMob. You can just get a lot of units, and then you can send them here, there, and everywhere. It's kind of hard to deal with. And you know, I don't watch these games ahead of time, but it's sort of... It's not particularly surprising that the Airborne div had a good early game and is now in the mid to late game. I suppose this is the mid game, we're just past the halfway point. It is suffering. So he needs to get some of those cheap units that he put in his deck. The Fire Team AT4, right? One of those here would deal with that. Something smoking. Okay. So he just bought some Humvees and they died apparently. One here would deal with this, you know, one here, and you just hide them around corners and stuff, right? You put one here so he can't send stuff up that way again. Apache got hit, is now routed. Eagle's trying to stop it, but there's two Eyehawks like pressed up basically into his face, so... What? How does that get out? That's so depressing. It didn't. Okay. But the Eagle went down. So, yeah, it's not looking great for red here. He's really struggling against the infantry and stuff. He just can't kill it. He can't really reinforce this. He's just bought a CV tank, which, okay, but I suppose he's probably out of regular meeps, and you know that will kill these pretty fast. So you see, he's bought the recon with it as well, so he can actually see what's going on. All these ambushing units. The only problem is this 20 mil is going to kill that pretty fast. So and this can't shoot back. The ATGMs can't shoot the 20 mil. So Green Berets ODA are good. And will kill Provincio if he sees it. If he doesn't see it, he's going to lose his CV. So, yeah, you see the problem with this, just doesn't have the HP. So down it goes. And now the Meep has been deployed to try and kill it. Green Berets did catch up to the Provincio. And they should kill that straight away. 13 versus none. Aero Engineers don't have AT. There is a Humvee TOW 2 here, but it's just target saturation. You just literally can't fire fast enough. So, yeah, this is a really rough position for red to be in. If he owned Bravo and Charlie, it'd be much, much better for him than if he owned Delta and Golf, simply because it's so easy for blue to get back in here. So hard for red to take and defend this. So, he's buying more Helo stuff, which can get in, but, you know, he's going to be flying over AA and whatnot. Look, it's right there. Must be sad to see all these juicy targets. I don't know if you can see the CV. You can definitely see that. He's on return fire because he kind of has to be. Because if he gets spotted, well, he's going to get killed because he can't really defend it. So, these have a very nice AT. Aero TOW 2 is going to die now. It's very expensive. Problem red's going to have is he might run out of infantry because he, I mean, he's not paying attention. TOW 2 is getting hit by the minstrels as was foretold. Will he get out of range in time? I think he does. But yeah, it's like Provincio here, there, and everywhere. Like, if you're blue, you want to sort of cut this again. Obviously, we can see everything, and he can't, but... Yeah, buying this is to defend that. I mean, you need infantry. You don't have any screening forces. You're just buying ATGMs. You don't have any front line to protect. And here we go. Fire team AT4s. So, yeah, it's not looking great for red. This literally almost ran out of ammo. And there goes that. Yeah, I mean... Yeah. So, the meat is fighting the M47s, but there are a lot of M47s. So, you'd expect the meat to win, frankly, in that kind of situation. Unless the M47s were like flanking fire and whatnot. Yeah, the aero engineer's not long for this world, and this is looking absolutely diabolical for red. It's looking pretty worn over. He's just not looking as well. Okay, at least he saved that one, but like losing those two TOW2s, it's like a minute's income gone there, if you include the transports. Yeah, still got fighters. Chappie's dead, right? This is not actually on the ground, so if Big D sees this here, he can just kill that. Okay, Eagles save it. The Ihawk's there, right? So, okay, might lose the CV. Oh, misses. This is not in the right place. So, like, he's seen that, so now this needs to come over here, otherwise he's getting in, right? But it's not looking. Okay, he's noticed now, but... Well, he has a CV here, so he'll be alright. Okay, if your enemy doesn't unload the CV, then you tend to do quite well for yourself. So, Ihawk retreating here. The Meep is quite fast off-road. The Volvo, though. Speedy Volvo. Okay, well, he's made a bit of a mistake there. He should have tried to get through here and break the LOS, but now he's... Okay, well... He's just sort of given up. He's not got any ammo. He does have 6 of them, so I guess it's not a big deal. And you see the Aero Fire team, right, beating those damaged Provincios and whatnot. So they're good to hold ground. Ihawk goes down. If he just kept going this way, he would have made it, because he'd break LOS here, but I don't know, he just sort of gave up. So, double Eagle at different heights somehow. I'm not sure how that works. Flying over the Ihawks, which are out of ammo. Oh, man, if he'd had two Ihawks with the CV next to it supplied, that'd be big. Anyway, it's just sort of like not much object permanence going on here. Like, he lost the TOW2 here, and now he's lost 3. Well, it's like 6 more units, right, including the transports. That's like a minute's income just kind of gone. Man, it's not ideal. You can't really afford these mistakes at this point of the game. So like this guy's really low. This guy's low as well, but yeah, it's not ideal. And this is the issue with having, like, you know, really expensive 120.2 availability recon. You can't just send a recon helo to check this out. I suppose you can send a regular helo like this, and then have the Apache behind it. If he doesn't queue up a move order, it's going to land and get blown up. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it should be dead, but okay, it's not in the right place, so you can't shoot it. If this was on an attack move order, he'd get it as well, but it's on a move order, so just going to get away with that. Over here, the Provincio have landed, and this needs to unload, because you'd assume if there's a guy here, he's got AT. He doesn't actually have AT. BDX goes down, Ihawk goes down, fighting basically everywhere on the map. I can see why he's not paying too much attention, right, because he's got to look everywhere. So, yeah, this is where you bring in the helo, right? And there was like massive blue death here. All these guys going down to dragons and stuff, but both players finding it hard to micro across 3 fronts simultaneously. And, you know, Gooch Gang, he's actually still got these. Credit to him. But yeah, this wasn't really in a good spot, frankly. If it had been back here, or even, like, here... There's a hill there, so... Here's nice, but with it being here, you don't really get a good angle. You're in tank gun range, right, next to the hill and whatnot, so... It is tough. So what he did was he put dragons here, which makes sense. I think that if the dragons were here, like, you know, it'd make a lot of sense, because they'd come up and immediately get hit. Even an AT4 can hit from that distance. But I think either here or he just got overwhelmed with numbers. I can't remember. Anyway, 203s have stopped shooting because they're out of ammo. And the Meep's coming in for Bravo here. Big D on the +3. Green Berets leader coming in here. Fireteam AT4 just sort of got shot a bit and walked past apparently, or what? Anyway, he knows it's there now. This is probably going to die, but the idea is, you know, get this on the ground and then kill him with that. Use this to spot. Although you kind of, when it gets low, you want to try and sell it and not just lose 65 points. But I suppose he is trying to do that, trying to get away. No, he's moving it further forward. I mean, you can just use this one, man. Just sell that. You don't have to lose it. Wow, he's a better player. That he knew this was going to rout. So that's I'm just bad. Anyway, he's playing very fast and loose with this Apache, and he's managed to stop the tick. And soon he'll be on a +1. The next issue he's got is this push here. So these Green Berets need to fall back so that the tanks don't shoot them. And then they can still fight while falling back and whatnot. This TOW 2, be like there, I suppose, or whatever. 81mm Helo mortar deployed. Got some aero scouts, and then yeah, you use the Black Hawk to scout around here and find these things, you know. Sea King has been spotted. So there's another Eyehawk there. Keep in mind he's got 6. And there you go, Gucci Gang back on the +1. This is out of rounds, so he's gonna struggle here. But then there's like stuff happening here as well. More CVs coming in. Delta gonna get overwhelmed because he can't shoot any of the vehicles, right? So he should just get it back. So Max Vet goes very fast now. 2 CVs coming. And the RT has been resupplied, or at least some of it has. So that's going to start taking names now. That low Chinook went down, as did the high one. And look at that ATAS just cleaning up the vehicles there. Really should be repaired, right? But I think Big D has lost all his fighters, because if he hadn't, this would just be such a juicy target that you'd expect it to get hit. He's not. Oh, he has got a Minstrel here. This guy's probably still going to land. And the Apache ATAS auto gun is just going to kill all of this because there's no AA. The A is here, can't reach it, so they just can't get across. So you need smoke. These can fire, the 203s can fire smoke. We spoke about these mortars and how bad they are in their range. Very hard to do anything with them. Gucci Gang actually managed to save this Delta, which is quite impressive actually. I thought it was going to die. The air rifle's probably not going to make it. Oh! That was a good hit. Good hit from Big D there. He's going to get everything. He's going to... Oh, no, what? He cancelled the... If he just kept shooting, he would have got a Meep and an Aero Rifles Dragon there. Full HP and the transport, because it was in the transport. But no, he cancelled it to shoot here. It's a shame. Probably because he heard him go, and assumed, okay, I've hit the guy that's there. Now I need to shoot the next thing. Supply is getting hit here. Should scout that. This has been loaded back up, presumably to bring it up, but he's just sort of forgotten about it. CV died. Gucci Gang on the +2. At some point, well, he can't get across here because that will just shoot him. Can't really sell. I suppose he could sell this all the way down there. It's empty, right? Just getting overwhelmed by the numbers. But you know, Big D, he's got 7 minutes to get 1,000 points basically, or what? Okay, 700 points. Once he takes this, it'll be evened. And like, what's his next zone? I suppose he's going to get this eventually, right? You'd assume. Interesting. What? No, he's driving out of the zone. And then there you go, just losing more stuff to the Provincio. Just not noticing. Okay, he's noticed. Okay. Like this, you know, this could be moved up. So he's got that, but now he's not actually in the zone anymore. I don't like what. Suppose if he stayed in, that he'd be dead. So hopefully he doesn't drive back in. Oh my gosh, really? Okay. So now he's driving into the arty. He's changed his mind. He's seen the arty. I mean, he's really taking some risks here. Thankfully, artillery in this game is retarded. Can't say that word anymore. Artillery in this game is fat. No, you can't call people fat anymore. It's very sad. Very sad. These days, you can't really say anything. Very sad. But no, I mean, I'm just going to keep saying retarded until they kill me. I'm like that old guy, right? I'm like, back in my day, kids these days couldn't survive a Modern Warfare 2 lobby. So, the meat desperately clinging on to life here. He's doing his best. To be honest, he's got a lot of value out of this. The M47, you'd assume, would get it on his way out, but I mean, he's probably going to shoot this instead. And well, I mean, hello, surely he knew that was there. Right. Yeah, it's a big D on the +2 with 5 minutes left. And Gucci Gang just kind of panicking, just sending the green brays around all over the place. This artillery, man, it's done so much work this game. So much work. And, yeah, Gucci Gang just not prioritizing it at all. He never bought his own howitzers to kill him, because Big D's basically moving those, like, once every 5 minutes or something. So he definitely could have got him. Two 155s on that would be gonzo, especially when it was here. If you recall, all those years ago, it was here for ages. But yeah, these chunky CVs kind of hard to clear out, and I'm thinking, +2 with 5 minutes, is it enough? Is it enough? And I'm not entirely sure. It might be. So 600 seconds. No, that's 10 minutes. 300 seconds divided by 1.5 is 200. 200 times by 2 is 400. So no, he won't win unless he gets more. He is coming for more, though. He's coming for more, right? So he's like, look, this IV, right? 2 vet is killing that. So he's got to get it over here. He can't just land in front of it. What he's going to do is going to send another low helicopter to deal with it. And yeah, okay, so he's trying to get the CV in there. The DAP auto cannon is pretty good. And yeah, it's just like, so how do you get through this? You need the ATGMs, I guess, on these, but if Big D had some sense, he would just withdraw these to about here, and then he can still shoot them before they get here, and they can't shoot back. But right now, he's just kind of Provincio spamming. And he's actually still had one of these all this time. Oh, it misses. He's probably going to go for the CV, right? But it looks like... So if Gucci Gang clears this out, then obviously it's not... it's not a +2 anymore. The issue is he's going to run this into an iHawk and this thing. And there are still Eagles, so... the F-16 gets shot in the back there. The AT-4... Okay, yeah, I mean, this is not long for this world. Even if that had missed, he's getting pincered here, and there's chin-ups and all sorts. So, yeah, good play. Now he's coming for this, but I do lament. I think this thing is going to stun it, and then this thing is going to kill it. The Eagle got hit. Yeah, like, he could have, like... Well, I don't know. I mean, you got to take some risks at this point in the game. So... I don't watch these ahead of time. It was just obvious that was going to happen. Although I have seen cases where the iHawk just misses 3 close-range shots on something, which is kind of annoying. But right, here we go. The smoke. The mortar smoke. The Chinook I wouldn't sell. I'd just leave it here at this point in the game. And you see that Big D doesn't actually have a CV in there. Why is this in front of the infantry? Thankfully, Provincio have very low accuracy, but they will eventually... I mean, he's just sat in front of them. That just... Could have done the smoke thing, right? So he just immediately buys another one. Toe 2's there. These guys have 6 AT4s, which is quite funny, actually. They're getting hosed down by the 50 cals, though. So Big D's going to send the Iltis back in here. But that will only neutralize the zone. Now, this will eventually die, you'd assume, but it's about time. I don't think he has the time. So it looks like Gucci Gang's managed to hold on to this. It was looking really bad for him in the mid-game. Look at that. So he knows it's there. Why not buy an arty piece? Why not buy... Why? Big sad. Anyway, I suppose he doesn't have the time because this is getting hunted down. He needs to move this back into the smoke. The 50 cal's killing it. Oh, yeah, it's dead. This routed as well, so... but this is not in the zone. I spoke about these in the deck review, how I can never buy enough of them. Just, 12 availability is a bit much, and here you see the Mimo train. But yeah, it would have been cool if Gucci Gang had bought those those arty pieces at one point. Just a 1-1-5-5, like 5-10 minutes in. Second one after 10 minutes or whatever, 20 minutes even. Because like so a case like that, he had it dead to rights. If he had the arty, it'd be dead, and then he'd be winning. But I mean, he's still winning. So he managed to get this in. The Mimo train is coming. It looks very beautiful, right? It is a bit dumb, but it looks nice, I suppose. It's interesting that military police can buff up their military. How did that one get stuck? How did that happen? Can buff up their military police teammates. So yeah, these Blackhawks and stuff, you would just fling that over here to just try and find the CV, and then you would arty the CV or bomb the CV. He's not actually. We've not seen his bombers this game. He's got 2 Phantom bombers. So what he could have done is send the bomber and then send the eagle, and the eagle would soak up the Eyehawks and minstrels and whatnot, and then the bomber would hit the CV. So he could have done that on that Iltis, because we've not actually seen those all game. I think they're definitely in the deck because we spoke about it. But no, I mean, obviously I just sort of sit here and complain all game, but it was a really good game from both players. It was very entertaining. I liked the arty. I liked the Provincio. Gucci Gang did quite well with his helicopters, actually. Surprisingly well, given the AA and playing situation he was up against. I think Big D should have got those Eyehawks out a bit earlier. And yeah, that's obviously not ideal. And he should have upvetted those 203s to get upvetted 203s for free. Look at that, though. That was the Meep. That was the Meep that he got good value out of. That was in the middle, on the left, in that zone on the left. Did eventually perish. And look at these 203s. Look how much they're getting. So, yeah, if I was Big D, I would have played a little bit slower at the start. And just ground them down with the arty. And the arty could have been 2-vet. Microed a little better. But for the most part, if the game had gone on another 10 minutes, I think Big D would have won there, right? But obviously it doesn't do that. So, yeah, some really cool swings in that game. Do let me know what you think. I thought it was very entertaining. And I'll see you in the next one. GG.